Oh, hey. Didn't see you there. So I haven't made a video on this world in quite some time, and I do plan to address that. But first of all, and this will tie into the overall message of this video, we first have to understand why I am in this cave. Well, for a while there, I had a bit of trouble making these videos. You know, every build that I did, I felt needed to be on camera. I felt like I needed to play for the video, where that really isn't as important as I was probably prioritizing it, right? I have learned that is not a very healthy way of dealing with any sort of project, and Minecraft especially. You do kind of need to set aside some time for yourself to grow, to learn, and to experiment. That I was not doing that. You can kind of see that in the videos where I just did progressively less and less until that video came out, which I don't even know what to say to that one. But I am in this cave right now because I have taken an entirely different philosophy when approaching Minecraft this second time around. For those of you who live under a rock, this is beta 1.7.3. You know, it's an old version of the game. I have my own history with it. That's not the point of this video. What is the point of this video is to show you what I've been up to and kind of did an announcement. So here's this little mining thing. It's just like in this, I'm just in like the middle of bumfuck nowhere, honestly. I found this place when exploring my world for pumpkins. Dude, I don't even, I have no excuse. You know, when I first looked for a spruce wood, which is up there, I walked like the opposite direction and it took me like thousands of blocks to find spruce. And then I walked over like a little bit over here and I just found this huge snow biome. So a little bit embarrassed. And this house, you can kind of see what I mean by a different philosophy. Yeah, not too much going on. Now, this is kind of partly inspired by Monster's build of the original villages in Minecraft beta. That isn't like necessarily like the full inspiration. There's the idea of like, you know, the Lincoln log cabins or like old 1970s, 1980s, 1990s Lego sets where they basically just kind of have like 3 colors or something. Like they're pretty bare bones, and I really like the look of them. You know, anything to get me away from my previous building style, which I really need to diversify from. And I have some pretty good ideas for BetaLand. That's coming up. That's the announcement. But you know, I wanted to build this in a very natural way. And what I mean by that isn't like it fits in with the terrain. I mean like everything is only here because it needs to be, right? This mine is only here to collect stone. Why do we need stone? Well, you can kind of see it like peeking over the little hilltops here. This is another small little town I made. And this place needs a lot of stone to develop. That's why I had that little area in the mountains. Now this area exists to gather snow and wool. Because this area is mostly flat, it's actually really easy for mobs to spawn, and especially sheep and like the herds they spawn in. And it's just easy for me to go out and get wool. They spawn a lot more frequently than other terrains. So I really like that about this, and I really want to like refrain from putting any sort of like permanent infrastructure like roads or anything like that, because these are little hamlets, you know, tiny little villages that don't really amount to anything, but you know, they add together and create a lot of import for the kingdom. I've also, and this is like my idea for BetaLand, I want to take my medieval like buildings and I want to put them, I want to build medieval or time relevant buildings and build them historically accurate. Like I want to have certain things that they would have, or build the way they gather their resources. You know, I feel a lot of people just kind of build and like, you know, that's fine, but I want to try something different. You know, I want to see how not realistic, but grounded in reality I can make a build. Now I will be building in the same kind of style, but I'm going to build them like more accurately, so it won't just be like the same sand and I guess Dialco calls that half timbering. I don't know what it's called. Yeah, that's why there's no road leading to the kingdom. Because I haven't been able to play on this world for God knows how long. I just got like creatively stumped, and you know, nothing is like really happening here. I'm just playing for playing's sake. You know, I just want to have a good time. And that's really what Minecraft is about at the end of the day, you know. And I feel I'm gonna have a hard time with that in beta or in BetaLand. Just because it requires me to be like consistently creative and, you know, consistently upkeep something. So we'll see how that turns out. I'll try my best to like maintain a healthy attitude, but yeah, no promises, dude. I don't know. It's really hard to promise anything. Just like generally, I want to be more consistent, not just like in what I make, but also as a person. I feel there's a lot of variability in how I act and how I talk and all these various aspects about myself, which maybe it's just because it's from the eyes of the beholder, but I don't see a lot of that variability in other people. Once again, it's probably just because I'm not them. I don't know what's going on inside their head, and they probably have a similar outlook on myself. But you know, there's these little blips where I'm like, that I don't want to be like that. I don't know why that happens. For example, I'm not like a chronic liar. I think I come from like a history of like chronic liar. I don't even know that makes sense. Like, is it genetic? I don't think so. Yeah, it could be. Either way, you know, I feel so like bad when I lie. Like, I feel so embarrassed. Dude. I feel so embarrassed about myself when I lie. So I usually try not to, and guilty too. So I usually try not to do it. But there are certain scenarios I feel where my brain just decides it's easier to do so. Mostly when I'm like confronted with like an awkward scenario. I don't know. It's a case by case basis, and it usually never happens. But once in like a couple months, an incident occurs where it's just like a small lie, and it doesn't really matter in the grand scheme of things, but it's just like, I didn't intend to lie. I don't know why I did that. I feel terrible about that. You know, and that's just something I gotta work on. I just want to clear something up. I'm not a chronic liar. The way I said that made it sound like I am. But hopefully I made it very evident that I am not. I come from a family where that is a trait that can be exhumed, or not exhumed, that's whatever, exhibited, but I do not share that. So just wanted to get it off the table if I did not make that evident by the end of what I said. Either way, whatever. You could kind of see that castle in the distance there. We're coming upon it. This is the area with, you know, the mine right here. Very lovely, very amazing. Ow. Still playing on peaceful. God knows I only play on peaceful. The mobs, they're scary. Yeah, I built a little like little tent here as well. Just something to keep it from being just a flat bed in the wilderness. I'm trying to like add small details. You know, big projects are nice and cool, but it's really the small things that make everything come together, you know? I've also been playing like a lot of Kirby Air Ride, like a lot of Kirby Air Ride, so much. I have this idea for a video, don't know when it'll come out, probably before BetaLand starts, so I guess look forward to that. It's about Kirby Air Ride. It's not like the traditional gameplay video that I guess I've been usually making. It's more of like a quick little not retrospective, and it's not a review, it's more like a history of the game, I guess, but also not really. It's whatever it is. I don't know, man. It's very small though. I don't want to make anything too big before BetaLand. Oh yeah, I just kind of walked in here. This was originally going to be like a town hall or something. I don't know. It was just some big building. It's where the mob farm is, and I wanted to kind of incorporate that into like the basement. It's like right down here somewhere. I don't know. I had to like cut it off and stuff. So a lot of stuff. Plus apples. If you don't play beta, this probably doesn't even like seem that weird to you. But apples are not in this version. They do not exist. Except through, it's not really an exploit. It's just like intended game mechanics. If you kill Notch, right? If you kill the player with the tag Notch, they will always drop an apple along with the rest of their items. So you can use BetaLand or some other like application to kind of like spoof player names. So and it only works on single player worlds. It doesn't work on servers. So, you know, I logged into this world as Notch, and I like died a couple times to make some apples. It's very, very nice. It's kind of cool how that works out. And they're such like a cool novelty item. I think it's so cool. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I always end up on this little bridge. I never understand why. Oh yeah, this. I almost forgot. So I've been expanding the rail system as well. Pretty much, I want to get away from this. This building area is cool, and I'm happy with how it turned out. There's still some things that need tidied up. Little building over there that I never talked about, but it's fine. I can't build here. I just can't. I don't know what it is. I just never have the motivation. I always feel so overwhelmed. So I just stopped, and that's how I started to enjoy Minecraft a little bit more. It just felt like too much of a burden, too much of a project, I guess. But yeah, this goes quite a ways. It doesn't go like forever. It's not like the longest rail in the world, but it's pretty long. A decent amount of cobblestone and iron was used for this. Crafting table, of course, naturally. Yeah. I like these little islands. I might do something with these. I don't know. Maybe put like a big old lighthouse over there. The Lighthouse of Alexandria or something. That'd be cool. Statue of Liberty. Yeah, it just goes a little bit into this like mountain area. I don't know. I've just been kind of looking for more interesting building areas. Like this is kind of nice. I've explored over here a little bit when I was looking for the snow biome. Bunch of gravel patches. What the heck? I like this little area. I was gonna like make it all about this seed, but I think just beta Minecraft in general has very nice terrain, and I've talked about it before. Like, what is this, dude? What is this? I love this version. I love this version so much. I've also been playing a little bit on 1.12 point something. Yeah, I think it's 1.12. It's the version before 1.13, before the update Aquatic. That's also been a little fun. You know, I haven't played too much of that world. But it's fun. I enjoy it. You know, everyone has like different opinions on like what is considered old Minecraft. I don't have, oh, there we go. And in my opinion, I think it's just everything before the update Aquatic, which I didn't realize there. Oh, okay. I didn't realize there were like shields in the game, which I mean, yeah, they were released in 1.9, the combat update. But to me, shields have always felt like such a new feature, and I don't know how much I like them. Shields are interesting. Like, they're too good not to use, right? But it just kind of takes a lot of the challenge away as well. I don't know. Anyway, that's about it. Stick around for BetaLand. It's coming out pretty soon. We have some cool new members. And yeah, nice little castle over there. See you guys.